Brady.
Yeah.
Before that, we've talked about
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. I think that was like our first episode.
Yeah, something like that.
We've talked about the Super Bowl.
The draft. We talked about the NBA. We talked a lot about sports and food.
Yeah. Yes.
Some
of our favorite things. I mean, sports, food, my family, and Jesus. Then I'm good to go.
That's right.
Really, Jesus. Then I'm good to go. But
Yeah.
So anyway, also joining us tonight because it's not just the two amigos.
No.
There's the third amigo. So Scott, come up and show your beautiful face because I feel it's unfair for the people not to get to see your beautiful face.
It's unfair. Choose fair.
Hey-o! I love it. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's more Scott where that came from. But anyway, so we're here tonight. Last week you shared a big chunk of your testimony.
Yeah.
You shared with us.
Early half.
Yeah, part of it. You shared with us just about that. So this week, let's just go a little bit different direction.
Okay.
How has your life changed with the quarantine? And give us something that has that you have really not liked, and then give us something that you've enjoyed, because I think we can all find a positive.
Yes. So my life has changed. Compared to a lot of people, my life has changed very little because I'm still working.
Yeah, you're still.
I mean, a lot of people are talking about like my wife used to go to an office every day, and now she has been working at home every day. Well, that's a change for me, but that's a much bigger change for her.
Yeah.
In fact, her company went home before anybody went home.
Really?
Yeah, because they were they sort of got wind of something really early.
Yeah.
And so I would say the biggest change for me has been just we stay home. Staying home in the evenings, on weekends, looking for something to do. We would be the kind who would go out and go to a movie once a week, maybe. Go to restaurants a couple times a week.
Yeah.
We love going to restaurants, so that's what I don't like.
We've seen you out at restaurants,
Yeah. That's what I don't like is not being able to go eat at restaurants. I've always been a non-carry-out person. Like my wife wants to stop and get food on the way home and take it home. To me, by the time we get it home, it's cold.
Well, and my thought is always, you're paying for the ambiance.
Yeah, and you're paying for somebody else to clean that stuff up.
Exactly. You get home from that, you can sit down and do nothing.
Yeah, so we've done carry-out. Which has been, it's been awesome to be able to eat some food that we didn't make. That I didn't slather something on bread. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't pour the cereal in the milk.
That's right. Yeah, this is the way I cook.
Somebody else did the work.
I pour almond milk and cereal, and I slather peanut butter.
I heated up the water for oatmeal. That's cooking.
Yeah. So I haven't liked that. Positive has been I have a 20-year-old daughter. I've a 27-year-old son, a 23-year-old son who's about to get married.
Yeah.
And I have a 20-year-old daughter, and she's been home a lot. And she even said to me, I've really enjoyed being home with you and Mom a lot more. And I was like, so stay home with us more when this is over? She's like, no.
Yes.
She's like, this has been a blessing, but that's enough.
It's been enough of a blessing for me.
Yeah. So we actually played and sang some songs together.
Yeah.
Had some fun. So it's been nice having all of us together. You have to do different stuff.
Right.
We haven't done puzzles or games because we all three, my daughter, my wife, and I, have kept working through the whole time.
Yeah.
So we're not. It's not like we have tons of time, but we've been together more.
That's what it is weird because I feel like for you especially, and then me some too, and where we're actually working more. You are, and if you don't know, Phil is the most tech-savvy guy here at the church, for sure. And maybe Gordon, I don't know, maybe it's... no, but Phil is the one that's always editing and getting stuff ready for Sunday. He's throwing stuff together. Anytime Jeremy or Gordon and I make a mistake, Phil's gonna fix that. And
that is so true.
Yes.
Or really when I make a mistake, I fix a lot of mistakes.
I won't tell him about the time we had to redo the sermon because of something.
Because I
push the button. No, but so Phil is usually here Friday and Saturday. Like he's here all the time.
Yeah.
And
so we've actually worked more.
Yeah, but we've been at home more too because, like you said, that you can't go out. I know for us, like, typically we'll go to the grocery store. It feels like 3 times a week. Because you forget something and then you go for that one thing.
Yeah.
But now, like, you go to the grocery store. I'll go by myself once a week. And if I forgot something or we didn't put it on the list, like, well, we'll live without it for another week, right? And so we've been home quite a bit. So it feels like I've had more time working, but also more time at home, which has been cool. So, but I think it is important for us in anything we do. We look at that positive side. We're not just focused on the negative. Because here, I mean, we talked about on the podcast a lot about during this time, it'd be really easy just to, with a lack of distractions, let your brain sink to places it shouldn't be.
Yeah, spiral downward.
Yeah, and there's a lot of negative things going on. There's murder hornets. I mean, if COVID weren't bad enough, there's murder hornets in America.
I haven't heard about murder hornets.
Yeah, they're from Japan, and they're like this big. This big is what, and so they're like 40 people a year die in Japan from murder hornets.
Murder hornets.
Yeah. So there's all these negatives, but there's a ton of positives we can find too, and we can spread those around and let us focus on that rather than the negative. So, if you've got positive things, Scott, if you'll throw that number back on the screen if it's not already. If you've got something positive that you wanna share with us, text that into that number, and Scott can just holler that out as we go. A couple of those positive things, especially as Phil and I are gonna play this super great game. But tonight, we are going to play an interactive game at the end of the show. And this one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be through Zoom. So here's what you're going to want to do. If you want to play this game with us tonight, you're going to need to text into that number at the bottom of the screen. And you'll be in the running to get a Zoom invite from Scott. This is a random Zoom ID with a password. You're going to need both of those. And you can get into play Simon Says later tonight. The winner take all. We're going to give you some Grubhub for lunch tomorrow. So, or dinner, with your preference. But go ahead, you're going to want to text that number right now. Just say, this is my name and I want to play. And Scott's going to get that link sent over to you throughout the evening. And then tonight on the broadcast, I'll say, all right, Zoom, or people that are playing the game, go ahead and jump onto Zoom, and then we'll be ready to play. So, sound pretty good?
Sounds exciting.
I feel like I just gave a lot of instructions.
A lot of instructions. Yeah. So text the number if you want to play.
Yeah, text the number. So for you and
What's going on here, Lucas?
Yes, we're just going to throw these at Scott. So
that sounds like a fun game.
Yeah, it's really great. Got him. No, so here's what we're going to do. I was trying to think for you and I, should we do something? I really wanted to get some mouse traps.
Yeah.
But I had mercy.
You did.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Oh, I just broke them. I thought maybe what we could do is I'll wait until I have someone younger to come, and then
it's not a guitar player.
Right, I don't want to worry about snapping your frail fingers.
They are. I have very frail hands. I do. I have, even though the ends of them get calloused from playing guitar, I do have very tender.
And I mean, I haven't even worked here in years, and I've been with you getting injured on the job already. So
yes,
I didn't want to bring any.
And it took a lot longer for me to recover than for you.
I know. It was just my head. Who cares? Anyway, so what we're going to do is we are going to see who can fit the most clothing pins on their face.
What? So there's no... Okay. I thought it was like, if I don't answer a question right, I got to put one of these somewhere on my face.
Well, I was going to do that, and then I was like, well, I have to find a bunch of questions, and I ran out of time. So, do you want me to ask you a question?
No, that's fine.
So you want to go first? We'll go quickly, back and forth. So you just one at a time. And we'll go ahead and grab you like a handful.
All right. So,
and we'll just go back and forth until someone can't fit another one on their face.
So what about our glasses? Fair game? Can we do glasses?
If you can do glasses, I can do beard. So we can just avoid... I feel like it's an unfair advantage to a lot of real estate. So let's just... we can...
Okay. Take the glasses off.
Yeah. All right. See? Hi, I'm Scott. Okay.
I'm Gordon.
All right, you go first.
All right.
You're the guest.
I'm going first. Ow.
That's a bad idea.
That hurts.
Oh!
Why did I do that?
This was the worst idea. Okay, you're doing that.
No, I gotta do it.
Nope, that's worse.
It's all gonna hurt. Those, that doesn't work.
That's worse.
Those are terrible. Where did you get these?
I'm gonna go nose. Yeah, you're the one that goes. Ah! Why?
Oh, that's much kinder to the nose. I'm getting all these blue ones.
Oh, wait, what? No!
All right. So right now you have 0. I
Okay,
have
I got
2.
two.
You got to catch up.
Okay,
All right.
Phil, this is not very fun. You can't use all the plastic ones, you little cheater.
I'm the guest. I'm supposed to win. That just in the blue one is really starting to hurt. The blue one down. On my,
I got tears, Phil.
this hurts. Okay. All right. That earlobe is kind of fat.
You work out your earlobes, Phil.
How do we? When does this game end?
When you quit.
When I cry? Oh.
Okay.
I totally destroy. Oh man. Oh.
This is the dumbest game we've ever done. I didn't think.
I don't know. I think I'm thinking the mousetrap might have been a better deal.
I usually test these games, but that hurt really bad. I didn't test it at all. I remember doing that as a kid. I don't feel like it hurt. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Woo!
Oh heavens.
Oh man,
All right.
Scott, has anyone texted us yet? Anybody
The
give
problem
us?
is there's a delay.
Can anybody give us something positive?
Oh.
Yeah, we got like a minute delay at least.
Whew.
Zoe and Izzy said they want to play a game.
All right, sweet.
Got a couple of players.
Got a couple of players. You know, Zoe and Izzy are actually my sister-in-laws, so
All right.
they're gonna be some elite competition there. We'll see if somebody can beat them. So, all right, Phil. Well, tonight, so Annika has done an amazing job leading worship from home these past few weeks.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I mean, it's a huge challenge, and she rose up and took it on and did an amazing job. And so we are just so thankful and proud. But tonight, I just want to keep switching things up, keep things funky fresh. And so the God has gifted you to lead worship. And you know, you're more than just playing a guitar and singing. You're truly leading worship. And so tonight, I thought we could just live from here do 3 songs and praise the Lord together. So
Let's do it.
let's do
Yeah.
some worship.
All right, you ready? I raise a hallelujah in the presence of my enemies. I raise a hallelujah louder than the unbelief. I raise a hallelujah. My weapon is a melody. I raise a hallelujah.
correct lyrics the whole time.
We did.
That never happens.
The amazing part is I sang the correct lyrics the whole time. All right. So, like top worship song in this year, great song.
Yeah.
Another in the fire.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah,
I love it.
great,
I love it.
great words to this thing. If you don't know the words, they're right here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they're right there.
Yeah, so this
You're doing good, Scott.
So I was introduced to me, the students know Devin. He was my
Go to the
old
next
intern.
song. We have them out of order.
Whoops.
That's going to be the last song, worthy of every song.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there you
Devin
go.
introduced this one to me. He's my old intern, and he's come and led worship for us. And so at the lock-in, and he's going to come up again and do some more stuff for us. Just really great worship leader. But he's always just got a beat on what these super popular songs are. I don't know. I get fall behind. I remember he wanted to do Death Was Arrested, and he would lead Death Was Arrested when he was my intern. I was like, I just don't know if that's going to work. It was like when it was first getting popular. And now, like, it's one of my favorites, you know, it's in my top, I don't know, 1,000. There's so many great worship songs. But, so this is another one where he brought it, and just, I was like, I just don't know. And then he led it, and then just seeing our students worshiping, like, it is so good.
You can just soak in this song. Even though it's not like a slow song, the words just really
you
talk.
can just sit
All
in
right.
it. You sit in it.
So, there's a grace when my heart is under fire. Another way when the walls are closing in. When I look at the space between where I used to be and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. There is another in the fire, standing next to me. There was another in the waters, holding back the seas. Should I ever need remind how I've been set free? There is a cross that bears the burden, where another died for me. There is another in the fire. Yeah. All my dead left for dead beneath the waters. I'm no longer a slave to my sin anymore. Yeah. going to sing this next verse. I don't know what happened there. I think I got my words in the wrong order. But I love this word, okay? There is no other name but the name that is Jesus. Come on. He who was, still is, and will be through it all. So come what may in the space between all the things unseen and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. I know I will never be alone. There is another in the fire standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters holding back the seas. Should I ever need reminding, how good you've been to me? I count the joy from every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I see the light, I can see the light in the darkness, as the darkness bows to Him. I can hear the roar from the heavens as the space between within. Feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison wall came in. Nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between us. See the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to Him. I can hear the roar from the heavens as the space between within. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls came in. Nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between. There'll be another in the fire standing next to me. Be another in the waters holding back the seas. Should I ever need reminding, how good you've been to me? I count the joy from every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy from every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy from every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. Yes, Lord. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Jesus the name. Jesus the name above every other name. Jesus the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Worthy of every song. Worthy of every song we could ever sing. Yes, you are, Lord. Worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, Jesus. Jesus, the name above every other name.
are so good to us,
Yes.
and we are just thankful. So thankful for all you have given us, Lord, for how much you've blessed us in all of this, God. Just thank you for even the opportunity to praise your name, God. I just ask you to take this praise that we've given you tonight, Lord, these filthy rags that we offer up, God. And so, Lord, we just thank you. We praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, Phil, I've never knocked over a mic stand during worship like that before.
That was
so
amazing.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
I kind of felt like I was in Aerosmith or something. Just kick it down, you know? Just more glorifying to God, obviously. Than
Obviously,
Aerosmith.
yeah.
Yeah, they weren't.
I'm working that into my next worship set.
Yes. No, that was a lot of fun, though. That was really good.
That was really good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. So, for those of you who have not been joining us, we've been talking about doubt. And before I forget, I meant to put a photo up in there, but you've seen all over my Facebook, Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Lucas Lunsford, Instagram at SnoopDeLuke. But I've been putting pictures of Naomi up everywhere. So for those of you that may somehow have not heard, Tori and I had our sweet little girl on April 18th. She is just gorgeous and amazing. So she was born at 2:20 in the morning, and it's just the sweetest thing I've ever seen. So, and if you have noticed, Corey's not here.
Corey also has become a father.
Yes, Kason Beth Shannon was born just the other day. I think it was May 1st.
May 1st, yes.
May 1st. And she is sweet too. I'm a little biased towards Naomi, but Kason is just a sweet little thing in the pictures I've seen. And so we are just so excited for Corey and for Kylie, and then Tori and I are just up through the roof with all of this. So
Yeah. So I can just say, as a dad of two boys and then a girl, they all steal your heart. But there is something about that little girl that you have. I think there's an extra protectiveness that comes.
I think so.
With it, you have this sense, even that boy, as an infant, that boy is going to grow up to take care of himself. I think you have this sense that God drops in you when that girl is born.
Yes.
She is your
Yeah.
child.
Well, that's what, she'll hold my little fingernail, her whole hand wrapped around my finger, and it's just I do anything for that moment right there, you know, and for that little girl. So it's coming. I know I'm going to have to discipline her and make sure she walks in the ways of the Lord.
And she's going to say, Dad.
Your rod and your staff, they comfort me, you know, and so, and she's not going to like it, and I'm going to just hate that on the inside.
And you're going to do things that embarrass her.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I'm excited about those. So, I actually meant to wear my white tube socks with my sandals today to really show off the dad life and where we're at now. So, but I forgot the tube socks. So, in my effort to get back up to
There
the
will
church.
be other weeks.
Oh, there will be
There
many
are other
weeks.
tube socks.
Yes.
Tube socks are not going anywhere. No one's going to steal them.
They're mine for sure. Well, I've got some really nice Nike ones and stuff that I love to wear. So, we'll have some, the Air Dad ones. So, Dad Force ones, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, I've got the white Skechers at home to match Corey's New Balances, and Craig's got the Skechers too. So
That's some serious dad style.
Yeah, the three Dad Migos.
Yeah, I actually wear the slip-on Skechers.
Ooh, see, that's another level. That's another level.
Exactly right.
So.
It is another level, and I am proud. I am not ashamed.
I just remember the first time I met you. You had these ugly Crocs sandals on. Oh my goodness!
And
with
your
socks.
wife,
Wife,
sweet,
loving
Tori, made fun of me for wearing my socks and my sandals.
That's how you know, though.
But I was getting blisters. I had to wear the socks temporarily with the sandals.
She knew immediately, though, that she would like you, or otherwise she wouldn't have made fun of you. So
that's true.
So take it as a badge of honor.
I've always liked both of you.
First thing she said to you was to make fun of you. So.
Yeah, I did take it as a
I
compliment.
at least waited till I was behind your back. So, just joking.
No, you're not. You're actually telling the truth. Because now you've confessed that you.
No, but I was. You said you've stayed at work. I've stayed at work. We've stayed at work here at Eastwood. On the ministerial staff. We've closed the office at noon. We've still been hard at work, and but the Yeah. I'm tired, okay, Phil? The office staff has been able to be dismissed at noon, but they're still working hard. We're keeping things going. But
Right.
I was just going to mention, social distancing-wise, you and I have had zero issues. Because if you don't know, my office is up here by the youth room, about a city block from the other offices. And another city block away from me is your office.
Yeah.
And so
the other side.
Yeah,
so
6 feet, 600 feet, either one. We're that far away from everybody else.
Yeah,
so we've
totally.
been distancing well.
So
proud of you.
yeah, thank you. You too.
Anyway, so we are going to be in the book 1 Kings tonight. We're going to be in 1
All
Kings.
right.
So I can share a Bible with you. I didn't tell
Yeah,
you.
I didn't bring a Bible. I usually use my phone, and my phone is that camera.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Switch to my phone. That's my phone.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's Phil's phone. And the other camera is my phone.
It's Luke's
So-
phone. So that's my Bible, right?
Yeah,
there.
we actually ordered some other
You
phones.
guys look it up for me.
They haven't come in yet, so
Yeah.
thanks, Walmart. That's what you get for
Thanks,
buying a phone
FedEx.
from FedEx. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to be in 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 1 through 18. So
I have it memorized. So
you have it memorized? Okay. So do you know where we're at? Who's the main character here?
you tell me.
It's God. God's the main character
God.
of the whole thing.
Samuel.
No, he's in 1 Samuel, but and second. Well, actually, Samuel is not in 2 Samuel, right?
Go ahead.
Okay. No, we're talking about Elijah. So you were close.
Of course, that's who I meant. I
Right.
meant Elijah.
So Elijah, right? He is getting hunted down by some bad people. Jezebel, who, if you've ever, that's probably one of the worst things you could ever call a woman, is to be like, you're such a Jezebel right now.
Right.
Especially if they're believers, they know it's not a good thing to
It's
be.
not a good thing.
Don't want to be a Jezebel. It's if I ever get a cat, I'm going to name him Jezebel, because I don't like cats.
Yeah,
So,
cats are
Jezebels.
terrible.
Amen. Right, and so, but he's fleeing from Jezebel. So let me just read this for us, and then we're going to dive in. We'll get some discussion, just kind of on the mode of doubt tonight as we kind of seal up this series, and we'll move forward next week. So, but Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah, saying, "So may the gods do to me and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by this time tomorrow." Then he was afraid, and he arose and ran for his life and came to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat under a broom tree. And he asked that he might die, saying, "It is enough now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am no better than my fathers." And he lay down and slept under a broom tree, and behold, an angel touched him and said to him, "Arise and eat." And he looked, and behold, there was at his head a cake baked on hot stones and a jar of water. And he ate and drank and lay down again. And the angel of the Lord came again a second time and touched him and said, "Arise and eat, for the journey is too great for you." And he arose and ate and drank, and went in strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights to Horeb, the mount of God. Right, and so
It's the second week in a row we have a main character in our story who wants to die.
I know, I feel like we're getting somewhere. Now he's the prophet, right? Like he's the leading people of God,
Right.
Like he's the guy you look to. He's the guy.
He is.
Now if the guy that's leading you is saying, "Oh Lord, let me die,"
Let me die.
is that usually
Take me out.
a good sign?
That's not a good sign.
No, I mean
Not
like,
a good sign at all.
if on a Sunday morning Gordon gets up to preach and he's like, "Oh Lord, let me die,"
Right.
we're to be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, there's a problem.
Yes, and so there's a problem going on here. And
Yeah.
Elijah's running for his life. And so I think right here, Jezebel's out to kill him. She says, like, "Lord, do more to me also if you're not dead, like you killed the prophets of Baal." So Elijah's been through a lot. And if you haven't read about the prophet Elijah, I encourage you. Crazy stuff.
Yeah. In fact, the story just before this and what got him in so much trouble. Am I spoiling the rest?
No.
So
go
what
on.
got him in so much trouble is that he has this showdown with the prophets of Baal,
Yeah.
and they go crazy and they cut themselves and scream and dance and try to get their God to show up. And Elijah sort of prays a prayer like, "Lord, could you?" And God sends fire down from heaven, and
Yes.
does, they were trying to create this miracle,
Yeah.
and God just does it like that, and the prophets were trying to get Baal, who's nobody,
Yeah.
maybe a demon who had deceived them into thinking
Yeah.
he was something. But so Elijah, in response to this, he and his servants, I guess, kill 800 of them. These prophets of
just
Baal.
Awesome. Which,
With a sword.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a massive
crazy.
sword fight.
And this is too, like, Elijah's trash talking because he knows their
Yeah.
God is nothing. He knows their
So
God
it's
is
like a
trash.
super high moment.
Yes,
I mean,
follow.
probably the highest moment of his life.
Right.
And
I
now,
mean, just fire raining down from heaven at what he asked for, and then
Right.
and then then he's being chased, and he's going to die, and he's
Yeah.
like, God, just let me die here. Essentially, so Jezebel can't kill me, you just kill me.
yeah, he goes
Take
from the
me out.
highest, crashes and burns.
Yeah. So we see this here. So he's in this moment. God sustains him, but here we have some more instructions from the Lord that he gives to Elijah. So he says, there he came to a cave and lodged in it, and behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and said to him, what are you doing here, Elijah? He said, I have been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts, for the people of Israel have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword. And I, even I, only am I left, and they seek my life to take it away. And he said, go out and stand on the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great strong wind tore the mountains, and broke in pieces the rocks before the Lord. The Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, the sound of a low whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak, and went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. And behold, there came a voice to him and said, what are you doing here, Elijah? He said, I have been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts, for the people of Israel have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And the Lord said to him, go, return on your way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when you arrive, you shall anoint Hazael to be king over Syria. And Jehu, the son of Nimshi, you shall anoint to be king over Israel. And Elisha, the son of Shaphat of Abel-Meholah, you shall anoint to be prophet in your place. And the one who escapes from the sword of Hazael shall Jehu put to death. I know I'm pronouncing these wrong.
A nice job, though. You know
Thank
what?
you.
You're doing it with confidence.
Yeah, that's what I've been taught, is if you don't know what you're doing, just do
Just
it really
do it.
well. Yeah,
Do it like that's how God told you
exactly. And the one who escapes from the sword of shall Elisha put to death. Now you got me doubting. Yet I will leave 7,000 in Israel, all the knees that have not bowed to Baal, and every mouth that has not kissed him. So we see Elijah here, right? And after all this stuff. And so I want to start out, and I love this portion of Scripture. Now I'll just ask you, why did God wait to talk to Elijah until it was the whisper? What do you think?
Man, God wasn't in the whirlwind or the fire, or what was the other, thunder or earthquake?
There's
or
the
something like
earthquake
that?
first,
Earthquake,
there's the wind,
the wind,
the fire.
the
Yeah, I
fire,
think there's the
but
three.
he's in this gentle
Whisper.
whisper. Why did God? Wow, I don't know. I mean, sometimes God does speak in a whirlwind. Sometimes God does show up in such a big, powerful way. I think, personally, just a guess, God meets us exactly where we are.
Yeah.
He gives us the word that we need in the way that we need it. And that's what Elijah needed. He had come from this massively exciting high place. He now, for some reason, is so terrified of Jezebel that he gets completely depressed.
Yeah.
And I think God knows this is how Elijah can hear me the best.
Yeah.
In the gentle whisper. He's probably teaching him something too.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe you have that. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I think God's teaching us constantly. And so I'm sure through something here, God is teaching Elijah, I'm still here.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And I've always thought, you have to be close. You have to be close to hear. I was going to whisper to you, but I'm not sure that you can hear it over here. But you have to be close to hear a whisper.
Yeah, that's
and so
very good.
like Elijah had to be close to God. And so when I think, like, God, why did you whisper to Elijah?
Yeah.
And God says, come here. Come here.
Yeah.
I need you close.
He
And-
definitely wants us close.
And like you said, I think sometimes God, in a different way, like you think about Moses, and he's coming through, and God literally tears open the sea so that he can lead through. And I'm sure it was deafening, right? Like it's like drawing it out. It says a great wind.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And I'm sure, so then like the Egyptians are chasing them, and there's this whole nation crossing through, and it's loud and it's crazy. I'm sure there's people crying, like, and there's people just going crazy, and animals and all of this, and I'm sure there's like the horses are afraid because there's a shark right there, and so it's just all this turmoil. But in that time, like you're just holding on to the only thing you can, which is God. And in this loud craziness, I don't know if they were hearing God saying like, "Hold on to me." We don't have any record of that, but I just think like sometimes in the turmoil, you don't hear God. You just hold on to Him because He's the only thing there.
Right. Yeah.
And in this, I think is a different way. He says, "Wait, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to be there for you." And instead of screaming over the wind at us, He's waiting till we are close enough to Him for us to hear.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's very true. And I think that bears out in life. I think, God, He wants us close. He wants to talk to us intimately.
Yeah.
The Bible says the secret of the Lord is with those that fear Him.
Yeah.
And that's not a fear like run away. It's a fear like a love, reverence.
Yeah. Francis Chan does a really good job at talking about fearing the Lord and what a proper fear of God should look like.
Yeah.
Because it's different than walking in like, "Hey, what's up, Pops? How you doing?" Right? Like there's this reverence because we know. Like, and I think there is not a fear of like I guess there's trembling, but like there's not a fear of like you're gonna wipe me off the face of the earth right at this very second, so I have to be careful and walk on eggshells. But there is a fear because if He wanted to, He could easily do whatever He wants.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing. And reading this with Elijah.
Yeah.
So, Scott, how are we doing on time? What time is it? I just want to make sure we don't miss out on anything.
7:35.
Okay, so we're good. We've got about 25 more minutes before it cuts us off automatically.
Right.
So we see Elijah here. So we see in verses 15 through 18. The Lord said to him, "Go, return on your way to the wilderness of Damascus, and when you arrive, you shall anoint H to be the king over Syria, and J, the son of Nimshi," I think I can pronounce that one right, "you shall anoint to be king over Israel, and Elisha, the son of somebody, you shall anoint to be the prophet in your place." So God sends him back.
Right.
Right, and He tells him to anoint these guys, and God doesn't just tell him to anoint anybody. Right, He's not going to anoint these wicked people. He's in them back to, I think, who are people who are following God.
Yeah.
And so Elijah has said, "And only I am following you."
Right.
And I think we get into a place, and I think Satan, one of the greatest tricks he can give us is to make us think we're alone.
Yeah.
Right. I'm the only one at my school who's following God, or that even cares to share the gospel.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's going through what I'm going through right now.
Right.
I think those lies are whispered to us constantly.
Absolutely.
And if we're not careful, if we're not drawing near to God, if we're not constantly striving after Him, it's so easy to hear the whispers of the devil over the whispers of the Lord.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, my question for you in this, He's sending him back to be with others that are following the Lord. For you, who is someone in your life that you can think of that maybe God has sent you back to that's followed the Lord maybe in a trying time? A mentor or someone who's discipled you, or even someone that you've discipled and that has affected your walk?
I would say there's a group of guys that I went to church with, and when I was I was a worship leader, and I left that church, and we didn't totally lose connection, but there was a point at which, after I'm doing different stuff, I'm going to a different church, we're not seeing each other as much. There was a point at which I said, man, I want these guys in my life. Mm-hmm. And so, I go back to those guys, and I keep in contact with those guys. Same thing here. This is kind of an interesting thing you bring it up. Eastwood is that kind of place for me.
Yeah.
I was on staff with Gordon, when he first came as the pastor here, he's a good friend of mine. Jeremy is a good friend of mine. So coming to work here has been a really good place. It's been sort of like a retreat. After I left that phase of ministry, doing worship all the time, coming into more of a servant behind the scenes place in my life, a different season in life, being around those guys, and now you're a new friend, but those guys I knew before, and it's been really refreshing.
Yeah,
is what it's done, and it's I totally relate. I think God totally He connects us to people.
Yeah,
we have to be willing to be connected, but He wants us connected to other guys that are following God, or like a mentor, an adult that's following God. He wants us to seek those relationships out. I had a young guy who is he's 27, 26, sought me out about a year and a half ago, said, I really want you to mentor me. That's been an incredible relationship in my life. That's powerful. Yeah. Sitting there just sharing your life with somebody, over coffee every Thursday morning.
And bagels.
And bagels.
I know.
Bagels are very important.
Second best.
Yeah. So, that connectedness is really important.
Yeah. I know for me, that there's all, like you were talking about, I know there's people, there's the Chads. There's two guys that named Chad that at the same time they were both kind of mentoring me, and so
the Chads, that's awesome.
The Chads, and they don't really know each other that well, but the Chads, and Tony is a guy that really led me well, and I remember my roommate for a long time, his name was Casey, and we would meet once a week and go out to lunch and just talk about life, and then I remember the first guys that I would mentor, and that was the first time I can remember Scripture like. All of the sudden, it all connected.
Right.
And I was like, well, Jesus speaks here, and then we have Paul who kind of preaches on that here in this letter, and it points back here, and so we can see this illuminating together. And I just remember that being when I was mentoring someone. And so me growing through that as well, not just them.
Absolutely.
And just what a great, awesome thing.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a youth minister to do that.
No.
Or a pastor, a former pastor.
No.
You can mentor somebody or just pour into somebody that's a peer. You can walk together.
And that was Casey and I. We were walking alongside each other in the same season of life.
And that's so powerful. I mean, those guys, those buddies of mine, the guys that played in my worship band, guys that were just, friends, man, those are powerful relationships. Yeah. We learned so much from each other.
Those godly influences are huge. And that's Elijah here. When you're by yourself, you get depressed.
Absolutely.
Satan's going to whisper everything. He's going to throw everything he has at you because you're alone.
Right.
And he's going to take out someone alone way faster than he can take out someone together. Yeah. A strand of three is not easily broken. And so the more believers we surround ourselves with, that we're willing to be open and honest with, that we're willing to take criticism from sometimes when they say, Phil, you're not living like Christ said. You're not being like Christ in this situation. We're willing to listen to that. I think that just makes all the difference. And it keeps us, not that it's foolproof, that we're never going to go through valleys, but it has someone, when we're in the valley, when we're saying, God, let me die, to come beside us and lift us up, to be there beside us. And that's huge. So, in the middle of doubt, in the middle of quarantine, in the middle of whatever you're going through, having those believers beside you is huge.
Absolutely. Yeah, and to share those doubts with. When you have doubts, best thing you can do is talk to somebody about it. And I think the enemy really wants you to keep isolated and keep those doubts to yourself.
Oh, for sure. Because again, like you, go ahead.
It's going to make you think you're the only one that thinks that way, and you're not.
Yeah.
Because we've all had doubts.
And I think we talk about God redeeming our sin. And I think a key way he does that is because, you've been through things that I'm going to go through. But the only way that God can redeem that is by when I go through that, you could say, I've been there. Right. Here's how God led me through it.
Right.
And so I'm not sitting there going, how am I ever going to get through this? You're telling me right now, here's what God did. Yeah. And I know I've been through things that our high schoolers are going through right now. Not everything.
Right.
But I've been through a lot of stuff that they're going through, and I've been where I thought this is the end of the world.
Oh, man.
And I've woken up the next day and realized it's not. You know, and I've seen the Lord move mightily in my life.
Yeah.
And work out things that shouldn't have worked out by the world's standards. So, but anyway, well, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too.
And so again, if you've enjoyed this, Second Breakfast with Lucas and Phil, it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it. I don't know, our 3 listeners probably do too.
We have a great time.
Yeah. Our wives and my mom tuning in. So
my wife doesn't listen. What are you talking about?
Tori and my mom listening. You know, Naomi's probably listening now. So.
Naomi, yeah.
Yeah. So
check out Second Breakfast.
Check out Second Breakfast.
We have a good time.
We've got a game promised. Scott, do we have any more people asking to play?
Nope.
Just
All
Zoe
right.
and Isabel?
The sister-in-laws.
Sister-in-law?
Let's go.
Well, go ahead. Have you sent them the link?
Yeah.
Are they on? Hey, Zoe and Isabel, go ahead and jump on that Zoom link. We're going to bring you up here just to introduce you to everybody. And then I'll bring you, they're actually at my house right now. So I'll bring you a special treat on my way home for being a willing participant in our game tonight. So we're going to let everybody meet Zoe and Isabel.
We destroyed these clips.
Yeah.
You guys see these clips?
These
I don't know
are
if they can
actually-
see. Can they see the floor at all?
Lugene and Millie, I'm very sorry. These are actually the children's ministries.
Oh, man.
To be fair, I destroyed one.
I destroyed more than one.
You guys up here? Yes. Flip that. Well, let's flip that around here. Zoe and Izzy, are you there? Unmute.
You gonna drag it and put it on here so they can
Oh,
see?
yeah.
Hello?
Bigify it.
Let's see your faces. You got to turn on your camera.
Turn this on. This part right here.
I don't want to do it.
Hello?
You've
I
got
don't
to.
want to be.
Zoe.
No one, you're the only ones watching.
I think
Zoe and Izzy, you've got to show your faces or I can't bring you.
You get nothing.
There we go. I can't bring you. What? What's up, girl? That was Zoe, for those of you who have never met my siblings. And where's Izzy? Hi,
That's
wife.
Tori. Hi,
Hey.
Tori.
Is Naomi sleeping?
yeah.
All right.
And we're making some
Hey, breakfast. I'm so excited to go home and eat that. So, you coming?
I know, but I wish I were.
Come get some pancakes,
Do you
Phil.
want to come?
Oh,
Phil? Also, Phil, I
man.
did not make fun of you the first time I met you.
Yes, you did.
It was probably the second time.
Well, I guess you're right, Tori.
All
It's the
right.
first time I remember. No, I think, yeah.
Okay, yeah, the girls are whipping out.
Okay. Well, tell him I'm not going to bring him French fries then. So.
Sounds good.
All right. Love you, wife.
Okay, love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well,
Bye,
that's.
Phil. Bye, Scott.
Bye, Scott. Yeah.
Bye, Scott.
Hi.
Tori, you're awesome.
I said bye, Scott.
You're amazing, wife. I love you. I'll see you at home.
Okay.
Bye. All right, friends. Well, that is all we've got tonight. Phil, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks
So
for
glad
having me.
2 weeks in a row. So,
Yeah, it was 2 weeks in a row. It's
Yeah.
been a long week.
Yeah, I watched last week. So with you with Corey.
Yeah, talking about Job.
Talking about Job, and this week Elijah. So next time you're on, if you're on again.
Let's talk about someone who doesn't want to die.
Yeah, we're talking about something happier. No, but next week, make sure you join us. Amy and Crystal are going to join us. Amy Tomlinson and Crystal Horse will be here in Phil's chair. And we're going to be discussing, we're going to start a series called Jesus Is. And so we're going to talk about Jesus for the next 4 weeks. And then after that, we've got more exciting guests, more exciting games, and a lot coming. So
Yeah, all right.
y'all have a great Wednesday. Love you guys.